Proverbs chapter 16. It is better to get wisdom than gold. Pride goeth before destruction. The hoary head of the righteous is a crown of glory. The preparations of the heart in man, and the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. All the ways of a man are clean in his own eyes, but the Lord weigheth the spirits. Commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thoughts shall be established. The Lord hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. Every one that is proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord. Though hand join in hand, he shall not be unpunished. So we have a few repetitions here. Evil is not made good just because a lot of people say it is. Commit thy works unto the Lord, very similar to in the Psalms where it says, unless a house is built, unless the Lord builds the house, he that builds it in vain. It's basically the same idea. And all ways of a man are clean in his own eyes, meaning the same as, the ways of the foolish are right in his own eyes. But again, God judges the spirit. He judges justly. It doesn't matter if we think we're right. God knows if we're right, and he judges rightly. Verse 6. By mercy and truth iniquity is purged, and by the fear of the Lord men depart from evil. When a man's ways please the Lord, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him. Better is a little with righteousness than great revenues with outright. A man's heart deviseth his way, but the Lord directeth his steps. A divine sentence is in the lips of the king, his mouth transgresseth not judgment. Pause here again. Better to be righteous and poor than wealthy and wicked. But more to the point, verse 9 there. Man's heart deviseth his way. But the Lord, from the heart we determine what we want, what our desires are. I might desire to be an engineer. I might desire to be an actor. I might desire to be president of the United States. If I act under the direction of God, he will direct me to accomplish what my desires are, as long as they're righteous. Verse 11. A just weight and balance are the Lord's. All the weights of the bag are his work. It is an abomination to kings to commit wickedness, for the throne is established by righteousness. Righteous lips are the delight of kings, and they love him that speaketh right. The wrath of a king is as messengers of death, but a wise man will pacify it. In the light of the king's countenance is life, and his favor is as a cloud of the latter rain. How much better is it to get wisdom than gold, and to get understanding rather to be chosen than silver? The highway of the upright is to depart from evil. He that keepeth his way preserveth his soul. Pride goeth before destruction, and an haughty spirit before a fall. Better it is to be of an humble spirit with the lowly, than to divide the spoil with the proud. He that handleth a matter wisely shall find good, and whoso trusteth in the Lord, happy is he. The wise in heart shall be called prudent, and the sweetness of the lips increaseth learning. Understanding is a wellspring of life unto him that hath it, but the instruction of fools is folly. The heart of the wise teacheth his mouth, and addeth learning to his lips. Pleasant words are as an honeycomb, sweet to the soul, and health to the bones. There is a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. He that laboureth for himself, for his mouth craveth it of him. An ungodly man diggeth up evil, and in his lips there is as a burning fire. A froward man soweth strife, and a whisperer separateth chief friends. That is again talking about gossip. A whisperer separateth chief friends. By gossip you can destroy friendships. Verse 29. A violent man enticeth his neighbor, and leadeth him into the way that is not good. He shutteth his eyes to devise froward things. Moving his lips he bringeth evil to pass. The hoary head is a crown of glory, if it be found in the way of righteousness. He that is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he that ruleth his spirit than he that taketh a city. The lot is cast into the lap, but the whole disposing thereof is of the Lord. I like a number of these things, The hoary head. The hoary head, this is talking about gray or white hair. This is old age. It is a crown of glory to the righteous because they can look back on their lives and see all the good that they have done, but it is woe to the wicked because the longer they live, the more wickedness they get into and the more they have need of repentance. Anyway, I also like that. He that is slow to anger is better than the mighty. If you can control your own passions, conquering your own passions is a harder task than conquering a city. I like that. And it really is true. But before I sign off, there is a brief Joseph Smith translation in this chapter. The Joseph Smith translation, this is a translation done by Joseph Smith, translation or correction of the Bible, done by Joseph Smith to restore those portions that had been lost over the years. This one is a very simple, not a huge change, but in verse 29, it gives us this proverb in King James. A violent man enticeth his neighbor, and leadeth him into the way that is not good. But the Joseph Smith translation changes this to leadeth him into a way that is not good. Because there are many ways that are not good. There is one path that leads to heaven, but there are many other paths that lead to destruction. And so he entices them into a way that is not good, but not the only way. Simple change, but I like it. So now we'll leave that one here. We'll pick this up in the next video. I wanted to add this to each of these videos of Proverbs chapters 10 through 24. Because I'm making only brief comments on some of the Proverbs, because each verse is its own separate proverb in these chapters, I want to extend this invitation to anybody listening. If you would like to make a comment on any of the Proverbs, post a comment or just ask me a question of what I think of any of the Proverbs that I may have not made a comment about.